All right, all right, all right, all right. This is going to be a quick video today. I'm going to just talk about what I do. Um, One question I'm asked quite a bit is, what do I do? And what I do is I'm a web developer. And then the next question that they're going to ask is, what the heck is a web developer? Hello, my name is Joseph Abraham, and today I'm going to talk about what the heck a web developer is. So when people first hear that term web developer, what they think is that I am like a web designer, and that's not what I am. So design is like the visual assets, things like logos, color schemes, font choices, layouts, poster boards, wireframes, stuff like that, Uh, Basically, ideally, I have a designer create that for me. And when they create that, I then take that and I turn it into a real life website or a real life mobile application. So that really is a developer. That's what we do. We turn what that is into like something real. What's up, Instagram guys? Let me know if you have any questions. You're probably like, what is this live stream I'm on? Okay, so now that I've kind of established that web development is like the part between web design, getting a bunch of proofs or mockups, whatever you want to call them, and actually having a live functional website with animations and all that stuff. Another thing that web developers typically do is search engine optimization. Now, this is a little bit of a semantic issue because search engine optimization is not really a synonym for web development, but it's kind of turned into a thing where if you're a dev, you always have some kind of minimal knowledge of search engine optimization, if not a lot of knowledge. So if you are a dev, it comes with search engine optimization. And a lot of people kind of don't see them as two separate things. In addition to that, you have to do all of the other actual dev stuff. Now, now that I've said, web is not design, like web development is not design, and SEO is kind of part of web development, the next thing I want to tell you is that we code. Web developers code quite a bit. We're coders. We primarily work in PHP, JavaScript, HTML, and CSS, or variations thereof of those things. So a web developer tends to be somewhat comfortable in code, as opposed to a web designer who typically has very minimal to no knowledge of coding or any kind of code thing. They tend to prefer, if they build their own websites, to work with something that's like a builder, like Divi or Wix or Squarespace, something that can kind of put the design out for them. So that is an important thing to remember about what a developer is we code. These days, it used to be you'd have someone who would make applications and there would be a separate person from someone who would make websites. But more and more as time passes, the process of doing both those things is getting closer and closer. And it's becoming more and more similar as the internet speed increases and the languages we use to produce applications for mobile and desktop, it becomes more of a similar process. So what's happened is we used to say like, I'm a programmer, I'm a web designer. Now it's like, I'm a developer, and we kind of do both those things. So that's another aspect of a developer. So far, developers are not web designers. Developers usually do SEO. Developers build both websites and apps. That's the point I just made. Now, this isn't really exclusive to all devs, but I'm a WordPress user. WordPress is a platform, kind of a framework that you would build websites with. You can do mobile apps with it too, but it's not really, I don't really see that as its primary use. It's more about websites. And as far as platforms go that used to build websites, WordPress literally makes up about as much web pages as the next 10 combined, the next 10 WordPress-like platforms. So that being said, WordPress is like pretty much a given that you'll use if you're a developer. Everything else, in my opinion, is much more of a specialty type of job. So as a WordPress developer, and being a and being just a developer, you tend to build three things in WordPress. You build plugins, themes, and then actual websites. And all of those have slightly different needs. A plugin creator is going to tend to be a lot stronger in PHP, where a theme creator is going to be a little bit stronger in themes and kind of understand server architecture a little bit more than a plugin guy in general. And then somebody who builds sites is probably going to be a little bit more visually inspired than those other two. I personally kind of fall into the website creator mode because I am somewhat of a creative. I tend to be concerned about the way things kind of come off visually, but not as much as the plugin developers and the theme developers. Those things are not as exciting to me. Another thing that developers typically do is they tend to do a lot of admin work. So that's like website maintenance and that type of thing. You need that. That's a growing part of being a dev, and it's usually something that like an introductory dev would do in an agency. So if you're in an agency and you're starting out, you tend to start with admin work. All right, that pretty much concludes everything I wanted to do today. I just want to say what's up to the guys on Instagram. Thanks for hanging out. Ruth Gustin 2010, thanks for the thumbs up. And I'll probably be doing this every day. I don't know exactly when, but go ahead and start following me on whatever platform you're on, and you can learn more about internet marketing, web development, web design, that type of thing. All right, y'all. I will be seeing you later.